Alright, hello. I'm here to do a VOD review for Sonalis, who will be playing Thresh here. Before we begin, I'll bring up what you wrote to me and we'll take a look at what will be the focus of today's review. Okay, so you wrote a whole lot of text here, things that you say you're good at, making picks, setting up kills, landing good amount of hooks, punishing the enemy for mistakes in positioning, warding a bunch. Okay, that's all great. Things you think you struggle with, watching the map, tunnel visioning. I'll be on the lookout for that. Starting Relic Shield. So it says here you only started using Relic Shield about a week ago. Relic Shield is definitely the more popular start on Thresh, and yeah, you'll see it on the majority of starts in many levels of play. Personally, I think it's superior in almost every situation, and indeed it is. I think that Relic Shield provides you a lot of advantages in the early game, especially in terms of the all-in. And the final upgrade isn't bad either, although on this patch it seems to be quite a bit behind Frost Queen's claim, and of course Talisman is always really good. You say you misclick a lot, you miss hooks and flays all the time. I'll be on the lookout for it, but I mean, pointing out that you misclicked doesn't really help you. So aside from, continue practicing, continue getting better, and focus on making sure that you don't misclick as much in the future. And yes, I use SmartCast for everything as well, so I'm exactly the same as you. And I find that I don't very often misclick with Thresh. I don't think his skills are very difficult to land at all from a SmartCast perspective. You say that this is, I'm guessing this is like a normal game or something. Actually, I can check that. Draft pick. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, if it's draft pick, but you're in a call with all your friends, you have the ability to communicate with your friends. So I will take that into account while I'm reviewing this game. Okay, so let's get into it. So during loading screen of any game, if you're in a draft mode, or during the loading screen of a game in general, you want to look at your lane, your bottom lane versus the enemy bottom lane, and think about conceptually in your head how that lane should go from a perfect perspective. So you have Thresh, Jinx, historically a relatively strong bottom lane, particularly the ability to flay people into Jinx traps after a hook means you can set up a long CC combo. Jinx is, or was, before the preseason changes, an average to above average laning presence. Nowadays, she's quite a bit weaker, especially after nerfs and other ADs have gotten buffs. On the enemy side, you have Tristana and someone who you're not quite sure who the support is. Although, based on summoner spells, you're going to usually assume that it's the Teemo. So you're looking at Tristana, a Tristana Teemo lane. Obviously, Teemo is not a conventional support, so you're going to have to sort of like wing it a little bit. You're not going to have a lot of experience playing against the Teemo support. You should recognize that they are two squishy champions versus your self, who is not quite so squishy. So your ability to hard engage, especially considering that you've taken Ignite, means that if you get the right target early game, you should definitely be able to lock them up long enough to get that first kill. So let's see if that actually happens. So we'll skip right ahead, get to lane as fast as possible. Okay, so as soon as you come into lane, you can take a look at what the enemy Teemo has bought. The Teemo's bought the Spell Thief's Edge, which you might expect. It means that he's going to do more damage on his harass. Now, against unconventional supports, sometimes they'll start something like Doran's Blade or Doran's Ring. Really give them that insane early game damage, which you should be aware of and be more wary of fights. This is more of a regular start, so you can just sort of just play it by ear, make sure you have the higher HP advantage when you're going in, or having the level advantage when you're going in for the trades. So as someone who has Relic Shield, you're definitely trying to get this CS first. You just want to use that first charge as soon as possible so that you'll have it up again for the cannon wave charge on the third wave. You should be able to easily secure it with your extra E auto damage. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, you don't have to get that second one quite as fast. You can save it for after trades in lane, but it's fine that you got it. Right, so that's what Teemo's gonna do, right? You know he's gonna walk in and out of bush, try to tag your AD with the stun dart. Okay, so let's go back a little bit there. So a really cool tip to remember is that hitting level 2 will always be the third minion wave of the second wave. In this case, you both hit level 2 at the exact same time, so there's no huge advantage to get out of it. But that's just something that you can keep in mind because of how important it is getting level 2 either at the same speed or faster than your opponent. So I noticed that you're hanging behind your AD carry. You are, as support Thresh, right? It's possible to walk up a little forward and use your autos to do bonus damage onto the enemy, like either their support or their AD. Yeah, you're getting outranged. It might not be a good idea, but since your E extra damage is basically free and it builds up over time, if you don't use it at all during the laning phase, like if you don't test your limit to see if the enemy will react appropriately, then you're kind of wasting part of that potential damage. So you should go up and try to auto them and see what their initial response is, and if they really know how to punish you, they really turn on you fast, then yeah, then you can start hanging back. But there's no reason to do that from the offset because you're just giving up a potential way you can exploit your opponents. Like, because if you think about it, if all you're gonna do is hang back the whole time, you might as well have skilled shield second instead of hook, right? And there's no reason to go hook second at all. Okay, that's a waste. You wasted the passive damage autoing this. Really bad. Yeah, good. You didn't hit that. You really want to get this cannon. You're probably communicating that to your AD right now. Okay. Okay, you're gonna get it. Good. So you see, you allow the Teemo to walk forward and hit your Jinx for free because you've shown no indication in this lane that you're ever going to respond. Why not, when the Teemo walks up to your Jinx, you start moving forward and auto the Teemo? If you do that, they will know that they can't trade on you for free. Like, they can't just go up and harass you because they know you're willing to do something in return. If you're just going to play passively and not ever do anything in return, it's the freest lane ever for this Tristana and Teemo. Whereas in an AD versus AD perspective, Tristana is supposed to be a losing matchup against Jinx for the early laning phase. Okay, so... Okay, that was a pretty good hook. Should have flayed the other way. So, okay, let's take a look at that again. Okay, so you know that the Teemo just used his blind on your Jinx, so you want to retaliate by doing something, which is good. That's the right attitude, right? But keep in mind, they are level 3, your Jinx is level 2, so even as you land this hook, the Jinx is likely to put the traps behind them to prevent the Tristana from getting any further up. You want to flay them away from your Jinx because your Jinx is going to die if the Teemo with Ignite gets any closer. So that's a big misplay. Right. Okay. So you do something. Okay. Blah blah blah. You should probably have backed, to be honest. I mean, you hanging around here isn't really doing anything. I mean, soaking up the XP is good. Okay, so right now, your Jinx has extra Dorans on the Tristana. So that means your Jinx, despite having died once, is actually currently stronger than their Tristana. This is really important because it gives you the chance to re-equalize the lane by playing forward and being aggressive. So you should be playing more forward in this situation. Like, you should be actually like around here and not so behind. See? If you are behind your AD at all times, the Teemo goes up and trades for free. So that's a reoccurring thing, right? Imagine if you were here instead. When the Teemo moves up, you can move forward, flay the Teemo backwards, and suddenly you have a chance to get a kill. But you're not, so the Teemo is just going to always get this harass for free. Like, consider the fact that the Tristana is not even anywhere close. Like, for all you know, the Tristana is all the way back here, and yet the Teemo still manages to get this trade-off for free. Hook right here. It's a bit of a long shot, but definitely I could see myself trying to get this hook right here. It says here you have 2 Targon stacks. Okay, that's a really good hook. Really good hook. Shield, 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 shield. Oh wow. Okay. This actually ended up working out, but it could have been played a lot better. Let's go take a look. Especially since it came off the back of your opponent's mistakes, right? Okay, so slow this down. So this hook is really good, dragging him into tower range. Okay, really sick flay, really good. Okay, don't know why you're moving backwards here. You want to move forward, you want to move forward. Okay, good, good. Okay, still want to move forward. Don't know why you clicked back again, right? And remember, you still have Lantern. Lantern is not used just for shield. You can use Lantern to get to create distance for your AD carry. If you had flashed forward and Lantern instead, your AD carry would not have to use flash. Like, do you understand how incredibly important that is? If you had flashed forward and Lantern back to your AD carry, and your AD carry had grabbed it, your AD carry would not have to use flash, and you still would have been able to get the exact same result with, admittedly, probably a lot less risk, because the Tristana lived for a lot longer than she really should have been able to. And the fact that your AD carry has flash for the next 5 minutes while they don't is huge. Unfortunately, that's not what happens. So you guys get it, so that's great. You have a ward right now, so you're warding out. Okay. You should get this wave and back, but again, it's up to your AD carry. Good, you're back with your AD carry. The Sightstone Rush is a little unnecessary. You can actually upgrade your Relic Shield to the next level first. That seems to be more of the seems to be more of common nowadays, especially with the way the warding totems give you extra charges. So it's probably better to not upgrade the Sight Stone as quickly. You might want to finish your first major item first. But anyway. See, now your Jinx is way ahead, right? Because she has a BF sword and the Tristana just has a pickaxe. Okay, alright, nice try, nice try. Probably shouldn't have gone for that hook, considering your Rek'Sai is so close. You could have just walked in and lanterned your Rek'Sai back. You're kind of wasting your Rek'Sai's time by missing that hook there. Okay, great flay. Alright, you should have really been moving forward, not backwards. So I feel like that's a reoccurring like micro problem you have. You're always sort of moving in the wrong direction, which is sometimes costing you. There's that trading thing again, which I talked about. Like, you have to understand that right now, the Teemo is at half HP and you're at full HP. You're at level 6, they're at level 5. If you are in front of your Jinx, the Teemo can at all, in no way, do that to your Jinx. However, that's not what happens, so. You also gotta use those Targon stacks. You know, depriving your Jinx of HP by not using them. Okay, so you see the Poppy coming, good, so you're backing. Alright, okay, so this just seems like a standard TP gank. That was fine. Whoa. Do you even have any skills? You have Flay, right? Okay, that's a good Flay. You have hook in 1 second. Spam hook, spam hook, spam hook. Oh, you don't have mana? Yeah, you don't have mana. Okay. Alright, well played. Oh my god. Always with the... Oh man, trying really hard. You can kill him, auto him, auto him. Yeah, you can create distance by walking, or you can auto him. I think I would have gone for the auto instead. That's just me. So yeah, so just from this laning phase, I can see that there's a lot of small micro errors that you're still making that can definitely be improved on. Especially you don't seem to understand the concept of dodging forward or moving forward in lane. You're playing way too behind without being aware of your current status in the lane compared to your opponents. Let's see what else we're focusing on. Your vision seems relatively fine. Okay, you're going very far to get some vision. This ward here, if you're gonna go all the way up here, might as well put the word here or here. It's just, it gives you a lot more information. This is more of a defensive ward. You guys are winning. You can put a more aggressive ward here or here. It's just a bit better. Okay, you're coming back. You make a weird pathing decision. It would have been fine to go this way. You're just kind of wasting time by going back and forth. Alright, what happens? Cool, cool. So you being in this bush is really good. Right, okay, alright, really good hook, Alright, nice, wow, lucky flash. Yeah, alright, it worked out well. If you want to know how you could have played that slightly better, the only way you could have played that slightly better, shh. The only way you could have played that slightly better is if you waited for the animation on the Tristana W to go off before you flayed, because you know the Tristana has to W away, right? So because otherwise she's just dead. So what you do is you wait until you see her queue up the animation for the jump, and then you flay, cancels her jump, and then she's dead for sure. But I mean, either way, you ended up getting the kill, so it's great work. Alright, get the Teemo as well. It's really good. I'm guessing you guys do the dragon now. It's fine. Actually, you guys don't do the dragon. A little bit of miscommunication there. How many wards do you still have? Can't see on your side stuff. Okay, but anyway. So this lane is, you know, well in the favor of your Jinx, despite her still having a bit of a CS deficit. Okay, so you know Poppy's around the bottom side. You want to play a little more safer. That's a good word from Jinx. Alright, what goes on next? Really sweet hook. That was a really sweet hook. Good prediction, good knowledge of where he's going. You didn't even have vision in the bush. So you should, with this, you can easily go in, E back, do the whole box, ignite Shazam, should be free pickup. Really good, box, really good. Oh wow, the blind. So, I like your thinking forward that you expected the Jinx to be able to pick up the kill. And then so you're switching your attention to Tristana. It's a good way to think, so I'm not going to fault you too much on it. So it might have really just come down to communication. Maybe in like chat, your Jinx was saying, "All right, I got it." So yeah, I'm not going to say much about it. Obviously, in that case, it didn't work out for you. But hey, things like that happen, right? And you'll know for next time. Really shouldn't have been a 1-for-1 considering how ahead you guys are, but it happens. Okay, so you're doing a roam mid. Alright, this can work sometimes. Alright, a little bit of hesitation. Okay, I think with the Rek'Sai, you know that the Ziggs is moving this way. You can see with the pattern of the footsteps. So if you're not gonna have wasted your time here, you definitely want to throw out a hook. Just try, right? Like, because if you get it, you're gonna be able to set up a massive play. It's gonna be really sick, and it's almost always gonna work out. If you don't get it, then whatever. At least you tried, right? Like, don't be afraid to try. So yeah, that's like, it's too late, right? Like having to go back and trying to dodge a skill. Just follow your intuition, try to get the hook off of the Rek'Sai tremor stance timing. Alright, so now you're coming back. So I might not review the whole replay. I mean, I feel like laning phase is one of the most important things to look at, and it seems like so far your warding is alright. I mean, I don't really care about this because you guys are so massively ahead now. Definitely with that kill, you should definitely start looking to get the dragon. I want to point out that the lack of pinks, you probably haven't gone back in a long time. Yeah, you haven't gone back to base in a long time, so definitely should have by now. Having 1,800 gold sitting in your inventory as a support is a huge deal, right? So let's see what you pick up. Mobies, yeah, okay. Alright, yeah, I have no complaints about your itemization. So I might just watch until the first major team fight, and then we'll go see. We'll go to like the 30 to 40 minute mark and see how you guys threw. Flay, all right, nice. Okay, that box really unnecessary because you didn't negate the jump with your flay. You know you have no more follow up CC, so this box is always going to be a waste. So don't use your box like that. All right. Oh wow, and this guy still got caught. That's the amazing part. Okay, so you could have definitely played that one better. So I want to see like how you handle in a team fight, and then maybe we'll look at one of the fights you guys apparently throw. That could be a big deal too. And the only reason I'm not reviewing the whole VOD is I like to keep these reviews within a reasonable amount of time. I feel like it kind of loses its effectiveness if I try to go over every little detail of a 40-minute game. Would take like over an hour and a half probably. So you know the Poppy is near the bottom side, however the Teemo is low, so that means you can do a lot here. You can try to get a hook onto this Tristana. It's perfectly reasonable to just throw out a hook and not go in with the second part of the Q. Just let your Jinx do the damage. I see you don't go for that. See, look how huge the chunk is, right? Imagine if your Jinx get 2 or 3 of those autos off for free after you've hooked someone. Alright, some stuff happens. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. Oh wow, so still no major fight. I just want to watch one team fight from when you guys were still ahead, and then we'll watch one of the team fights where you apparently threw. Yeah, you guys are training towers. It's cool. Why did you back off here? Hold up, let's take a look at this again. Because you're with your team in chat, right? So, okay, you got hit by the Poppy ulti. Alright, good, good. You probably want to throw your lantern there. If it wasn't on cooldown, which I don't think it was, you should throw your lantern there because it looks like a fight's about to break up. You can pick up the free assists from any kills that might happen. And in general, you're not going to be using it again if you're walking into the fight. Alright, that was a good attempt. Okay, good hook. It's too bad. Didn't go into the box. That's good. This is a misclick, right? Like there's no reason for this lantern to be here. I'm assuming it's just a straight mechanical error. Okay, we can get this tower. Your hook is back up. Try to hook. You could have tried to hook the Poppy there. I think there's a reasonable chance you would have gotten it. Okay, so that was really good. Like, not many complaints with that team fight, just the things I mentioned. To look back at the small mechanical misplay with the lantern, how you rejoin the fight. I'm going to now skip ahead to one of the later team fights where apparently you guys threw, right? And we'll see how this. So right now, you can see that your view of the map is pretty empty. Baron should be the next major objective, so you definitely want to get your team to go towards this area so that you can put up some vision around the pit. You don't have any more room for pink ward, so I recommend asking other people, preferably the Lux, since he still has a spot, to get some pinks. It's definitely really important. Don't know what your team is doing. You guys have 5th dragon. Wow, that's insane. With this, you guys could just actually roll them over in the base, even if you just go out 5v5. So right here, because there's no tower, you should be with the Mundo, just behind the Mundo on the front line, because you are the primary engage on this team. You and Lux, either the Lux Q or your Q. That's what's gonna start the fight, right? And that lantern is just like no idea why you use that. It's a huge mistake, right? Especially in these tense late game moments. Okay. See, your positioning is really a little off, right? Because you shouldn't be so behind your team in relative terms. You might think it's the right idea because you can get the lantern off, but when you guys have 5th dragon, like, if you're going to be so far away from your team, tell your team we're going, like we're leaving, and then just throw a lantern to them so that they can get out. Don't purposely put this much distance between your team and assume that you're going to be able to lantern them out if anything happens, because that's not always going to be the case. Okay, now you're like really separated from your team, right? Like this is terrible, especially when you know there's essentially 4 to 5 people mid. The fact that you're this far from your team means that you can't do anything to them when they get initiated on, which is exactly what's about to happen. Alright, it's a good catch. Ooh, nice. How do you guys lose this game? If you do lose this game. No, I think you guys win this game, right? So, yeah, I think after this it's over, right? Just box. You should box and flay there. That flame missed, didn't do anything. Alright, but you guys are so ahead it's over, right? Is there a fight you lose somewhere? Is that why you were talking about throwing? Let's see. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, so there's some sort of throw around this area, right? When they have super creeps. Oh no, they somehow take super creeps at your inners. What happened before this? When you guys die. Okay, this will be the last thing I watch. The reason why you die. Okay, so you missed. You're just super overextended. And you got it. Alright, that's really good. Now just run. Just run. Okay. You should run this way, by the way. Running into people, no good. So those are those like micro decisions, right? That could save or kill you in any given game. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We looked at laning phase, we looked at a couple of fights. Definitely your laning phase, especially against someone squishy like Teemo, could use a lot of work. And you really want to go back and watch that laning phase and look at all those times I pointed out, and even the times I didn't, because I'm sure I missed a couple, where your positioning could have just been so much better and you could have been winning that laning phase way harder and making your Jinx's life way easier. So yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, or if you thought that there was something that you really wanted me to look at and I didn't, I would be happy to go back and look at it specifically and sort of reply to you in words instead of this video. But yeah, I hope you learned something from this video, and that if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to shout it out. Thanks.